Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. In the last episode, we were investigating the disappearances of some Templar recruits. Unfortunately, it seems like hella blood magic is involved. Someone used blood magic on us, but we found the piece of the Maker in our hearts. We thought about the Chant of Light and what it teaches us, and we sent that lady to the Circle. Hopefully, the wickedness can be purged from her. But now, we need to get to the Sanctuary. First things first though, I am going to swap out my party. You see, this is actually the second time I've recorded this. Much like with the Cullen conversation, something happened, and I rage quit. I think that is like my one fatal flaw. Where's the nearest party change spot? I think that would be Fenris's house. I was actually talking with my boyfriend about this. I would like it noted, I do not say this story to slag off my boyfriend. Please do not misunderstand. I love and adore my boyfriend. He has been so wonderful to me. He really has been like the best boyfriend I have. What the fuck? What the? What? Pardon? I took out your leader! What the? Haste it up. These must be leftover guards. They didn't realise that their group has been disbanded and they're just like stood around Hightown like, where are our orders coming from? Why have we not heard from our fearless leader? Well, your fearless leader is dead. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Who next? Ooh, where? You! The gall of these people. How dare they? As I was saying, I love and adore my boyfriend very much. However, we were talking about, because my boyfriend used to make Let's Plays on a channel of his, and he was playing through, I think it was Donkey Kong. He plays like platformers, things like that. And he very quickly becomes annoyed if he dies repeatedly, or if he's going through a level and he doesn't find all the secrets. He very quickly gets angry, or if the game crashes, oh god, if the game crashes, he will throw his controller about and have a bit of a scream. And he was saying he's a bit jealous of how I respond to stress like that, because I tend to just laugh. I go to humour first. I kind of react to oh, isn't this hilarious? I almost beat the boss and the game cheated. However, when I am presented with dialogue options where I'm like, none of this is what my character would pick, I can't do this. I throw my hands up in the air, I cut out the recording, I close down the game, and I can't continue because I'm like, I need to think of a reason why my character would be doing this. And yeah, Carver has a line in Enemies Among Us. I'll get to that when it would have come up. Aveline, you can come with. You can come with us. Help me deal with these mages. Let's go straight to Darktown. There we go. But yeah, I can't help it. I very rarely rage quit. It would have to be like constant crashes. Like, I can't make any progress for me to do a rage quit like my boyfriend rage quits. And to be fair, it's not his fault. He's a stroke survivor.
We should go carefully. Who knows what this many blood mages may have summoned to defend themselves.
Indeed. And Varric, you can go first, because I know there is a trap down here. Yeah, he's a stroke survivor. He has holes in his brain.
Everyone
Can't
stay
really...
still and try not to make any loud noises.
Thank you. You can't really blame him for
We're good.
getting angry quickly. Okay, you get him. Haste it up. And summon the popper. There we go. Popper off. There we go. There we go. You. And, oh, hello. No, thank you. Get him. Bap him.
Let's finish this.
Come out. There we go. Who next? Oh dear. We got big boy demons. Anders, if you could heal me, that'd be great. Thank you. And again, bugger off. And Amelia, run over this way. Amelia, there we go. Come on, Amelia. Oh, no. I think so. I think everyone is still alive. We get started with the demons early this session. How lovely. Oh dear. And we have a corpse just laying about out in the open. This is all just feeding Amelia's fears. This is why people like her and Anders should be kept in circles. They have access to too much power. If I'm being honest, I think that's why Amelia only has healing spells. Aside from Mind Blast, which that was the first ever spell she manifested. She had no control over that. All of her other spells, all the things she has spent time learning are healing based. Because she is very concerned with, if I start picking up offensive spells, I'm going to become so much more powerful, and I'm so concerned that I might slip. If I pick up Fireball, then the temptation of that person is annoying me. I could go and hide and just rain a fireball down on them, and no one would know it was me. There'd be no proof that I'd murdered that man, none at all. And she is not going to let that happen. Have I picked up everything? I have. Good job, me. Now then, the veil. I detest this notion that the veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of the spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing or a barrier or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the veil instead as opening one's eyes. Alrighty then, I'm sorry about that, the phone started ringing. Where were we? Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now. Static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it. Chaotic, ever-changing. A realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real. More, in fact. A spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The veil is an idea. It is the act of transition itself. and it is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. From a dissertation on the Fade as a Physical Manifestation by Marino, Senior Enchanter of the Minratha's Circle of Magi, 655 Steel. I think Amelia much prefers the idea of a shimmering wall of holy light. Oh, hello. Hello, people. Get the haste. And get him. And you at the back. You're not getting left out. There we go. Get him. One left. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. There's one more. Anders, do you... Anders? This is that demon again, isn't it? Telling you not to attack other demons. Oh, God. It's such a shame. Don't worry, though. Amelia has all the time in the world to fix you. Oh, God. Oh, that's such a stupid thing. Never do that. Never. Is it time for relationship advice with Callista? You know what? I do believe it is. Anyone out there, if you are with someone and your entire thinking is, I can fix them, just leave. You cannot change someone that does not want to change. If they are happy as they are, then they're not going to want to change. And you're just going to be wasting your time and energy on them. And this is the part of the speech where I have knowledge of. If you are in a relationship and someone is just determined to change you, you should also leave. Because, like, my ex-boyfriend wasn't the best of boyfriends. That's how I'm gonna word that. He kind of he entered into a relationship with me thinking that, oh, I found a 5 out of 10. I can make her a 10 out of 10 with just a little bit of peer pressure and guidance. And here's the thing, I don't think I needed that. And being told time and time and time again, you're not good enough. You are not worthy of me. You should be so grateful that I am deigning to give you my love and attention. I'm going to stop here while I finish off my point. It's very hurtful. It's very harmful. And here's the thing, he never said those things. He never said those things, but he acted in a way to which I was blatantly aware I am not good enough for this man. He feels like I should be grateful. And as such, he would be very, very belittling of my thoughts and my ideas. And he made me feel very, very stupid. And it was blatantly obvious he had this idealized image of me in his head. And I would never match up to that image, no matter what I did, no matter how much I changed to be more like how he wanted me. I was never gonna fit that. And if you are in that relationship, just leave. It is not worth it. You are never gonna be good enough. I do not say that to discourage. I say that as a fact. Even if you became as perfect as they could make you, you would never be good enough for them. And you don't deserve to be treated in that way. Just leave. Just leave. You will feel better for it. Trust me. And with my TED Talk done, let's deal with the Templar and the Strange Vortex thing.
How wonderful. More vessels for our experiments.
Where is Keran?
Perhaps the demons will find one of you suitable.
Always the demon thing. Can't you people say no?
I am not some hopeless waif that ran crying to a demon. I sought them out and embraced them.
You see, you can tell this lady is crazy because of her makeup choices. What is going on with her lipstick?
Why have you taken the recruits?
Demons can inhabit much more than mages and corpses. With assistance, they can control anyone I ask. Any Templar, any noble, any well-meaning meddler.
So I think Amelia can tell that this is leading to a fight. And here's the thing. Amelia uses aggression to try and dissuade fighting, if that makes any sense. She basically does a lot of barking to try and like, oh, I'm so dangerous, don't come near me, don't fuck with me, I'll mess you up. But inside she's like, I hope they take the bait. I hope they think, oh fuck, she's crazy, we'll leave her alone. If you get what I mean, she uses aggression to try and avoid a fight. This is leading to a fight. I think Amelia, especially seeing the weird vortex thing they've got this guy in, I think she'd just be like, well, it's leading to a fight, there's no point in me being aggressive, so I'm just gonna try and be as brave as I can present myself as being.
You do know I cut a path through your abominations, right?
Good, good. The demons like spirit. If a few more Templars fall to the demons, we can seed chaos in their ranks. How many abominations can they discover amongst their own before it drives the Knight Commander crazy?
Tell me where Keran is.
The experiments need so much fuel, you see. So many living vessels are found wanting. Useless vessels can still feed the compost heap, so it's not a complete waste.
This lady is just... Her plan is insane. That is what Amelia is thinking. This pretty succinctly explains what is going on in Amelia's head right now.
Good to know you're barking mad. That makes things easier.
In days of old, the Tevinter Imperium spanned the known world. Demons were their allies, held in check by power and knowledge. With a wave of a hand, I could do more than a Templar can achieve in a lifetime. Yet they command us. Absurd. We should be ruling them. We should rule you all. Kill the vessels only if you must.
Oh, sweetheart, no. No, no. Just no. Oh, and you summon an abomination too. Lovely. Oh, multiple abominations. Bugger off. There we go. Amelia, come on. There we go. Okay, all her friends are dead. Oh, flipping it. Oh, who's behind us? Oh, we have a Desire Demon behind us. Well, that's lovely. Bugger off. There we go. Everyone's doing all right for health. Okay, we've got this. Yeah, she's down.
Mother, the lights.
Oh, buddy, don't you worry. I'm gonna get to you. I just have to loot first. The Desire Demon had money. I wonder where she was hiding that. Ooh. Ooh, that is way better. Before I forget. Yoink. Lovely. I wish she dropped her robes. Amelia wouldn't have worn them, because, you know, they were last worn by a crazy blood mage lady, but those... Tirani did have some seriously nice robes. Excuse me.
Is it over?
Keran,
Yes, that's my name. Oh, thank the Maker. I thought he had abandoned me.
But is it only Keran? It could be Keran +1. A very nasty +1 at that.
The cage has opened. Thank Andraste.
what do you remember about how you got here?
I was with a lady, and then things got fuzzy. Nightmares then. On fire for days. A demon laughing. The naked lady with her razor claws in my chest. I'd wake and hear screams. Maybe my own. I'm sorry. It's all a tangle in my head.
This is all very worrying. Also, this is where I rage quit the first time around. If you've got Carver with you, then he basically kind of goes on a little, he has a little monologue where basically he says that I never really considered that this is what mages could do. You know, because I grew up with you and Bethany, and thus I've only really seen good mages. But if this is what magic is capable of, then maybe the Templars have a point. And the options I got were all the complete antithesis of Amelia. And they made literally 0 sense. My options were, magic isn't the problem. Amelia believes that magic is the problem. The Templars are just as bad. Amelia thinks the Templars are completely innocent. And, what was it? No one's gonna lock me up. Amelia wants to be locked up. So literally, there wasn't a pro-Templar option in sight. And I was just like, this is... I can't. With the Cullen situation, I could justify that to myself as Varric having Hawk say a witty one-liner, because that was better for the story. However, this was like a philosophical debate, and they were all just not things that would even enter Amelia's mind, so I couldn't. I simply couldn't deal with any of them, and hence I raged quit. Like I said, this is where my boyfriend wouldn't have a problem. He'd improvise something. He's very good at that. I'm not. I'm simply not. When I am presented with dialogue choices where I'm like, these are all just, they don't make any sense in terms of my character, I will choose to like, nope, fuck this. Turn off the computer, you know, go have like a drink, calm down. I can't deal with this. I just can't. I get too into the role play. Yeah, is he possessed, Anders? Because and considering that Anders is possessed, he would at least know.
Any chance you can tell if Keran has an extra passenger?
Well, there's one sure way.
What was that about?
If there was a demon in there, it would have defended itself. Looks like he's clear.
I don't know how much Amelia trusts that. Because here's the thing, she wants to help Anders. She wants to fix him. She wants to make him better. All shitty things to do, but I've already had that conversation. I wouldn't necessarily say she trusts him. Like, right now, she's flattered by him. She's not crushing on him. She is flattered by his interest in her. She doesn't trust him a single bit. That's the thing. Because who knows whether he's talking or the demon is talking. Oh no. We do have to tell the Templars. We absolutely have to warn them.
If there's even the slightest chance you're possessed, the Templars need to know.
No,
No, I'm me, I swear. Don't tell the Templars. I don't know what they do to me. Please, I need to go back. Tell them I'm all right. Tell my sister. I must go.
When you talk to Sir Cullen, maybe downplay the blood magic angle. We don't need the Templars cracking down even harder.
Nope! Not... Amelia is gonna snitch on everything. There are blood mages working in the brothel. There are blood mages everywhere. You should absolutely be cracking down harder. Maybe widen the search to Lowtown. Maybe in the streets surrounding the alienage and in the alienage. That would be grand. Okay, let's head on back. I'm really not too sure what Amelia is gonna do about Keran. Because here's the thing. She doesn't trust Anders completely. That could have been the demon. Madam? Okay, that's fine. Any banter? Okay, we have no banter. I want to talk out my thoughts first. That could have been vengeance aiding another demon. At the same time, I would assume that I'm kind of going off of D&D rules here, that when someone casts magic, you can tell what school it is. So I would assume that Amelia would be able to tell, oh, that was just your bog standard, like, arcane lance, or something primal. Oh, I don't know. He wasn't glowing. And the whole, a demon will defend themselves if attacked. I would assume that Malcolm maybe would have taught Amelia that. Bearing in mind that Malcolm came from a circle, Malcolm will have had the same, and maybe not the exact same, but, you know, very similar teachings as Anders received. So I can see the, you know, oh, if you attack a demon, it will defend itself even if it's in a host. I can see that being something that Amelia would know. Oh, I'm not too sure. I don't know.
I've got some good news and some bad news.
What? What is it?
Good news, Keran is safe. Bad news, half of your recruits may have been possessed by demons.
Sweet blood of Andraste.
Demons? Did you say something about the recruits and demons?
I didn't want to tell you, Masha. They were horrible. Those mages see the rest of us as ants to be crushed. They won't stop until they've destroyed the Chantry and the Templars forever.
You are correct. Why didn't I have this option with the Carver conversation? I really don't understand why they didn't have a pro-mage option, a neutral option, and a pro-Templar option. I don't understand why all of them were I guess it's the assumption of, oh, you're playing a mage hawk, therefore you're gonna be pro-mage, and I'm like, no, some of us are very pro-Templar. It's not the Templars' fault. No, we are just as guilty as every other mage out there. And yet you are 100% correct. The mages should be kept in line.
The Templars have good reason to be vigilant.
We're not all blood mages.
Keran, I'm afraid I must relieve you of your commission. If there is any chance he still harbors a demon in him...
No, you can't really think that. Keran's fine. He's safe.
Please, sir. I tried to resist. I never took anything they offered. I need this position or my sister can't eat. I've been training for 5 years.
Oh, and Cullen's looking to us. Oh, God. We got this because Anders did as Anders says he's safe. As as I said, I'm not entirely sure how much weight Amelia puts on Anders' word. She doesn't trust him. Oh, there goes my timer. I think she trusts Keran more than she trusts Anders. Keran is saying he never accepted anything they offered. He fought them all the way. He's been in training for 5 years, so he isn't like some rookie recruit. He has been a recruit for a while. I think... How do I put this? When Anders says he's not possessed, Amelia doesn't trust that. However, the magic he used, if it had been dodgy, surely she would have been able to maybe sense that. It didn't look dodgy. It looked like your average, typical mage spell. I would assume she knows about that if you attack a demon, it will protect itself. And Keran is saying that he never accepted anything they offered. So I think we're gonna go with this.
We conducted tests on Keran. He's not possessed. He can stay in the Order.
I hesitate to ask what methods you used that you are so certain. Still, you have done much for us by stopping these blood mages. I will heed your request. If he has shown no sign of demonic possession in 10 years' time, Keran will become eligible for full knighthood.
Thank you, Sarah. Again. But without a full knighthood, Keran's pay is so small. I do not know if I can reward you as you deserve.
I will handle that, miss. You have done the Order a great service. We will not forget it.
Yes! Yes! Yeah, I think that Amelia put more weight on the word of a Templar than the word of her companion, but I think that the tests that they did, how do I put this? They were a nice little... we can add that to the pile. Keran is saying that he never accepted anything. He never accepted any of their gifts or none of that. And when we attacked him, nothing happened. He was just confused. So it was a nice little, droplet to the pile. That's how I'm going to word that. Now that my timer did go off, however, we should have at least one new codex entry. Desire Demon. In all my studies, I must say that the most intriguing was my interview with the Desire Demon. That the creature was willing to speak with me was a sign that this was no mere monster, mindlessly driven by its nature, but rather a rational being as interested in me as I was in it. It took a form that I would call female, though I had no doubt that it could appear otherwise. I wondered if it appeared as it did because I wanted it to, or because I expected it to. She, and indeed I could only think of her as such now, smiled warmly at me, and laughed a musical sound that seemed to thrill my old heart. So frightened was I of this creature's legendary abilities to twist the hearts of men, and so relieved was I when I looked across the table into her dark eyes. This was a fearsome creature of the Fade, but as I spoke with her, I slowly came to realize that this demon was merely as misunderstood as we mages are ourselves. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared apostate in 920 Dran. Well, with this, it's no wonder he became an apostate, really. Of all the threats from beyond the veil, few are more insidious and deceptively deadly than the Desire Demon. In folklore, such demons are characterized as peddlers of lust, luring their prey into a sexual encounter only to be slain at the culmination. While a Desire Demon can indeed deal in pleasure, in truth they deal with any manner of desire which humans can possess. Wealth, power, and beauty to name a few. Far more intelligent than the bestial hunger and rage demons, and far more ambitious than the demons of sloth. These dark spirits are among the most skilled at tempting mages into possession. Many who serve the whims of a desire demon never realize it. They are manipulated by illusions and deceit, if not outright mind control. Although these demons are reluctant to resort to such crude measures. Instead, they seem to take great pleasure in corruption. The greater the deceit, the greater their victory. Only demons of pride prove more fearsome opponents when roused. Their abilities to affect the mind allow them to assume disguises and even alter the environment to their purposes, not to mention the great strength and speed they possess if they should have to resort to more physical means. More often, a desire demon will attempt to bargain its way to freedom if overpowered. Many stories exist that depict mages defeating desire demons to the point where a wish can be wrested from them. It should be noted that in such stories, the demon almost always gets the upper hand, even when the mage thinks his wish has been granted. Amelia says just kill the hoes. Don't try and get wishes, just murder them. That is the correct way. Was that it? Oh, the veil. No, we already read that. Knight Captain Cullen. Oh dear. Knight Captain Cullen was one of the few Templars who survived the incident at the Circle of Magi in Ferelden. The possessed blood mage Uldred took over the tower, and in his madness he filled it with summoned demons and abominations. Cullen was imprisoned, tortured, and forced to watch the slaughter of his fellow Templars. The ordeal shook him, and he emerged from it convinced that even Templars fail to see how dangerous mages can be. After Cullen returned to his duties, it became clear that he would go to any lengths to enforce the Chantry's rule. His zeal troubled Knight Commander Gregor, who feared it unwise to let Cullen watch over the men and women he deemed responsible for his torment. Gregor sent Cullen to serve under Knight Commander Meredith in Kirkwall, and Meredith found Cullen's views on mages similar to her own. Of her company, only Cullen had seen mages' potentially terrifying power firsthand, and she believed he could influence the other Templars' views. Consequently, Cullen rose quickly through the ranks to become Knight Captain and Meredith's second in command. I've said this before, I like Cullen's story. This might sound weird. I like how he is in Dragon Age 2. Because I think it's realistic. That it's incorrect. Don't get me wrong. How do I word this? I'm gonna warn you, what I'm about to say may be triggering. If you are triggered by sexual assault, please I'm at the end of the episode. Please click away. You can go and watch something else. It is A-okay by me. I don't want anyone triggered by this, okay? I'm giving you a chance. Okay, I'm going to assume that everyone who is still with me is okay. Cullen reminds me of one of the fathers of one of the girls involved in the Rochdale sex scandal. If you don't know what that is, basically it was a paedophile ring that preyed on vulnerable girls from, somewhat deprived backgrounds in Rochdale. And the reason why this paedophile ring was so infamous in the UK was because all of the girls were predominantly white, and all of the men in the paedophile ring were from Muslim backgrounds. So you can imagine just, the Muzzy's coming to take our women, in the papers. It was awful. It was truly awful. And I remember watching an interview a few years after this all came out and, you know, these scumbags were put in prison, the father of one of the girls involved, basically in the aftermath, because he had absolutely no idea that his daughter was going through this. He knew that his daughter's behavior had changed, but he didn't know why, he couldn't understand it. And so when he found out what had happened to his daughter, he was outraged. He was devastated. She was living with him. How could he not have known? And because of that, he blamed the Muslim community. He joined, I think it was the BNP. Basically, they're a racist organisation in the UK. They want anyone of the Muslim faith to leave, basically. They're just a racist organisation, kind of similar to the KKK. And he joined the BNP, and he was with them for a few months, and they really, you know, fueled his hatred, like, oh, they're evil. Their religion is evil, you should hate them. And then he kind of realised, this isn't making me feel better. This hatred isn't making me feel better. Hold up, one of the ambulance drivers who took my daughter to hospital, they were Muslim. The cabbie who took me to the hospital to visit her and didn't charge me, he was Muslim. The lawyer who put these assholes behind bars, he was Muslim. None of them were involved in this awful, awful crime. And basically he left the BNP, and he realized after therapy that I'm blaming a community where I should be blaming individuals. And I just want to make this clear. If you have any hatred for the Muslim community, just don't. We do not tolerate hatred on this channel. You can take those views elsewhere, okay? Okay. But I think what I'm trying to get at this is that I find Cullen realistic. He was tortured. He's not gonna be like, oh, the mages are A-okay by me. They might have killed my friends, but I'm okay with that. No, he has anger. He has hatred within him, and he's lashing out at the people he thinks are responsible. And I like in Inquisition how he's realised that it wasn't all mages that did this. It was Uldred. Uldred and his minions were responsible. I should be hating them, not every mage everywhere. I find it realistic, and I like that. I like this portrayal of an abuse survivor, basically. Of a victim of, you know, I guess you could call it a hate crime. I don't know. Of a crime. Let's go with that. And he comes out better for it. He comes out on the other side and he realises that hatred isn't the way forward. I like that. Okie doke. So I am out of time for this episode. In the next one, I once again have no idea what I'm doing. I'll figure it out between sessions. Don't worry about it. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment below. And if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.